Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us as we return to our editions of the Milford Informer. I am Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet. We're so happy to have you with us tonight, and we appreciate you bearing with us as we have been going through an extraordinarily busy season of coverage here at Milford TV. We have been out in the field for the last several weeks covering a host of events across the community, everything from town meeting to school concerts, and also a lot of end-of-the-year senior events over at Milford High School. All of that is currently available for viewing on all of our channels and all of our streaming platforms as well. So make sure you check out all of that coverage, as we have been really excited to bring you a lot of events here in the community in recent weeks. But we are back here with an all-new edition of the Milford Informer. We've got two pieces to bring you on the show this week, and they're two fairly in-depth pieces that will take up the bulk of our time here this evening. So we're going to show them both to you back to back coming up here. We're going to get right into our top stories tonight. We will lead things off this evening with a look back at the recently held Celebrate Milford, which took place a couple of weekends ago, and we were so pleased to be helped out by Martine Montoya and members of the Milford Cultural Council to help us capture footage of this year's Celebrate Milford. And then we will go behind the scenes with Milford Performing Arts Center as they prepare for their spring musical Oliver. And this year's musical has a very special twist in it, as this will be the final performance before the retirement of the founder of MPAC, Carol Devendorf. So we'll get into all of that in a very big behind-the-scenes piece for you coming from MPAC Studios tonight as well. So let's dive right in now with our featured top stories.
In a brand new Cadillac, and it's big, big, big. In a brand new Cadillac, so looking good. I said knows how to act. Yeah. So to turn everybody's eye, said Flatfoot fan and been telling lies. Now I'm thinking I'll make them true. Don't watch out, gonna take care of you. And it's big, 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 in a brand new Cadillac. And it's big, 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 in a brand new Cadillac. I said you're looking good. I said knows how to act. 笑，你不说爱我，我就喵喵喵。我们一起睡猫觉，一起喵喵喵喵喵，在你面前撒的娇，还有喵喵喵喵喵，我的心脏砰砰跳，迷恋上你的坏笑，你不说爱我，我就喵喵喵。我们一起睡猫觉，一起喵喵喵喵喵喵喵喵。
బాలబానుని లేత కిరణం బాలబానుని లేత కిరణం నీకు ఆభరణం. The meaning of this is, O Lord, O Almighty, may the morning sun rays, that is the dawn, be like the halo on you and the youngsters. బాలబానుని లేత కిరణం బాలబానుని లేత కిరణం నీకు ఆభరణం. హరిహరాత్మజ మేలుకో హరిహరాత్మజ మేలుకో గలగల ప్రవహించే గలగల ప్రవహించే గలగల ప్రవహించే పంపా జలాలతో నీకు అభిషేకం.
time has almost arrived for the Milford Performing Arts Center to raise the curtain on their annual spring musical. This year, MPAC is reviving a classic based on a Charles Dickens tale.
Oliver is a classic, and this is the second year that we've been able to have kids and adults in our June musical working together. In the past, it's always had a cap of about 22. So if you're a young adult, you get to do the show, but pretty much after that point, you don't get to do it anymore. So I think it's really exciting to see a show where you have really, really young children who might be very new to the theater experience, working alongside established veterans, if you will, who've been here for eons, or like myself, decades.
My name is Ashton Galella, and I play Oliver. It has been very fun, and there was so much going on, and it's been so fun so far, yeah.
The rehearsal process has been pretty smooth. It's been a lot of fun. It's a very good cast. It's like a very entertaining process so far.
It's been fun. I think a lot of the time it's really nice to just because we're just kind of having fun with our friends, but we're also preparing for this thing that eventually it's going to turn to the final product, and it's really fun to see what things are like behind the scenes, even because I've seen so many shows, but being in them is so fun because you just get to be with your friends and do all this stuff where it's you get to just embrace your character, and it's really fun.
I would describe the show very dramatic and very theatrical, because there's so much going on, and there's a lot of drama going on, and there's a lot of chases, and I think there's a lot going on.
It tells a story from a while ago, and it's just about people that aren't rich. They're on the lower part, and it has kids in it, which is really fun, and I just think it's a really good show.
It's very intense. There are a lot of really, really fun, joyous moments in this show, but it does take a turn, and there are times when it gets even a little bit scary. So I would say it's a very intense show.
I think it's a good take on the original book. I think it's it's really fun to be in. I think it'll be really fun for audience members to watch.
My favorite part of the show is when I ask for more, because it's a big chaos chase scene. It's you gotta catch him, and all that fun stuff, and it's a lot, you know.
I really like pretty much all of the songs, but especially the ones like Papa, for example, we're all basically just kind of having fun with it, and we're not really too worried about getting everything right because we're just all having fun.
My favorite moment from the show is when Fagin has all his jewels and stuff, and he's just talking about them as they're humans and living things.
The show is very fun. There's a lot of twists and turns. There's moments that you don't expect to happen, a lot of fun songs, a lot of fun dances, just a great cast and a great show in general.
I think that, it's entertaining. I think it's a great way to spend your evening or your night or whatever, and I think that it'll be maybe, if not educational, at least fun for them. It's
a show that's not done in a lot of places. It's an older show, but it's still a very fun show even today. It's fun for the whole family. There's a lot of good songs for the families to listen to, and the songs are very catchy. There's a lot of funny moments, a lot of sad moments, and there's not a single moment in the show where you're not going to have some sort of fun.
I think they should come see the show because there's a lot of talented performers, and there's a lot of people in the show that can help go on with the show and make it better, because it all together makes it bring magic all together.
Every production is special for the folks at MPAC, but this show is taking on a truly special meaning to the cast and crew, with Carol Devendorf, the founder and matriarch of MPAC, set to take her final bow as the head of the program. We asked Carol to take us back through her 3-decade-long journey with MPAC.
It seemed like there was a need for a theater that was aimed for young people. And we started out doing shows with ages 8 to 15. That was it. Those were the only people we would cast. And it seemed like there was a need to start that process so that young people would love theater right away and then have it for the rest of their lives, either as an audience or as an actor or as behind the scenes. About a year before we actually started MPAC, I belonged to a Renaissance singing group. And we performed like at King Richard's Fair and places like that. And people in the group said, you should do something like this for young people, for kids, because there's nothing really beyond what happens in the schools. And at that point, it was Proposition 2.5, and there wasn't a lot of funding to do theater in the public schools. So the people in the group kind of encouraged me to, why don't you branch out from the adults and try to organize something to do with kids. And that got me thinking, and we decided, at that point I had a partner. She and I talked a lot and talked to other people and got help from, I can't remember, some guru who helped set up arts businesses. And we started talking about what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to do this and this and this and this then. And we decided to start out with a class for babies and for toddlers. We had another class for toddlers. And then we had classes for kindergarten and first and second grade and those age groups. And that's what we started with. We started in the basement of the church across the street, the Unitarian Church, wherever that's over that way. I have a terrible sense of direction. Over that way, and we had probably 5 or 6 kids in each of those classes. And then we just kept going from there. And our first musical, our first big spring musical, was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And it was for 8 to 15-year-olds. And at that point, that's what we were going to stick to. But as we did another one, the next year we did Sound of Music, I think it was, yeah. But as we did those shows, the people, that, as they were getting older, said, you know, you've got to raise the age limit. We want to come back and do the next show. So it eventually got up to age 22 for the spring musical, and that now it's all ages.
She's had a huge impact on the community. I know I can say she's definitely had a huge impact on myself. I mean, I've been here since I was 8 years old. I just turned 31, so I've been here for 22 out of the 32 years, which means that I've really been able to see MPAC grow and thrive and see how many kids and teenagers and even adults that we've been able to help with teaching things like leadership, team building, communication. And I feel like a lot of people don't always necessarily understand that the things you learn doing a show and that respect that you form and those skills that you acquire can be translated so easily to the outside world. And you don't necessarily get that in school. So I feel like Carol has done an amazing job in helping the youth, especially in our area, with acquiring these skills and getting to go out into the world as future leaders and helpers and whatever they want to be.
I think Carol is wonderful. She's an amazing director, and I don't know how I would get this role without her. She's like amazing.
I think that it's been great having her as a director. She definitely keeps some structure in the cast when we're getting a little crazy. She makes sure we stay focused. And I think she's just a good person in general. I think it's really fun having her be here and directing and stuff.
We have a wonderful board of directors. They just take such responsibility for making sure that things happen when they need to happen. For example, our tech director, Paulie, is on the board of directors, and he has just really taken over tech. He just goes ahead and builds things and figures out how to do the lighting that we need. I'll just mention something briefly like this needs more color, the scene needs more color, and all of a sudden, poof, it's there. It's more colorful. People really seem to pick up on the idea that we want this to be a community. Not it's community theater, yes, but a family arts community where families feel comfortable and people feel comfortable working together to get something done rather than taking orders and, oh, it has to be this way or that way. Just more of a collaborative feeling.
Carol has helped me get into theater a lot because I started out in 2016 not knowing really what theater was, but over the years, Carol has done a lot and like kind of got me to like where I was today and like goes strong to like make good shows for the community to come out to see. She puts in a lot of effort into what she does and brings a smile to almost everyone's faces almost every day too.
She's helped me become better, I think, and like just as a role model and as a person, and like helping me pronounce it and like sing it the right way or something.
When I started here, I was a small child. I was a student, so I got to be taught by Carol. I learned how to sing here, how to act. I took dance classes with another one of our staff members here. So I got to really experience her as a director and an instructor for a good chunk of my life. And then around the time that I finished high school and I started teaching classes here, I got to form more of a camaraderie with her and not only learn from her and be able to form my own experiences based off of what I've learned from her, but to have that space and ability to develop my own opinions and thoughts and techniques and not have that feel like it's being stomped on or pushed on. I have the ability to grow and to introduce new things here, which I have so much respect for because that's the thing with theater. We're always moving, we're always evolving. So to be able to take what I've learned here, but then also create my own thing with it, and to be able to do that with Carol's guidance has been so amazing.
I'm not calling this retiring. I'm calling it re-adventuring. I hate that word, retire. No, it sounds like you're just going to sit around and vegetate, and no, none of that. I am going to keep my job as organist and choir director at the Hopedale Unitarian Church. So I'm going to hopefully be able to spend more time researching music and finding music and more time to practice the organ, which I really need to do. So that's one thing. Also, my husband and I are hoping to travel. Not sure where yet, but that's certainly on the to-do list. And now all the family events that I won't miss, we'll be going to.
It's gonna be weird without you. I've known you for most of my life, and we're going to be feeling I don't want to say the hole, but the gap for a while as we get back on our feet and figure out how we want to move forward. But I am so grateful. We are all so grateful for everything that you've done, everything that you've given to us. And we have so much love and respect for you, and a hope that you come back if there's ever something you want to do in the future, or even just sitting in the audience so we can hear that wonderful laugh. It would be amazing to have you here still in whatever way you so choose.
I wish you a happy retirement. We all are going to miss you so much.
I hope that she has a good retirement. I hope that she's enjoyed doing these shows, and I hope that her last show is really good and really fun and it really comes together.
Thank you for the amazing years you have provided me and like being there for all of us and bringing us smiles every day and putting in hard work like every moment of rehearsal and every moment of the shows, and like bringing laughs to us, and just the amount of work she does is amazing.
MPAC is going to be around for a good long time. We have a lot of wonderful people running it, and there have always been wonderful people running it. This is not something you can do alone. You've got to have good people who want the same thing or something similar to what you want. So please stick with MPAC, watch where we're going, what we're doing. It will continue, and I have a feeling it's going to get bigger and better.
Such an exciting show coming up at MPAC. Oliver raises its curtain in just a couple of weeks, so make sure you get your tickets now. You can head over to milfordpac.com to order tickets, and of course those shows will be taking place over at Milford High School. I'm sure we'll have our cameras over there for coverage of the performance, but make sure you head out and take in Oliver live over at Milford High School. And also we salute Carol for all of her tremendous work at MPAC over the years. We've had a chance to work with Carol a number of times as we've covered MPAC very closely here on Milford TV over the last decade plus, so we are so proud of Carol for all of the work that she has done. And we know that she will be missed over there, but we also know that Milford Performing Arts Center will continue to be going strong here in the Milford community. Well, that is going to wrap up this week's edition of the Milford Informer. We'll be back with you again in just a couple of weeks with a whole new slate of stories. Until then, from all of us here at Milford TV, this is Tim Coet saying have a great week. So long, everybody.